Okay, is it working now? It says excellent connection, but I can't see. Oh, okay, there we are. Yay! Okay, let me fix a bunch of stuff. Get in here, I want to talk. That's pretty good. Get in here, I want to talk. Let's see. Subscribers, members, live chat replay, live reactions, slow mode. Let me turn off slow mode. Let's turn on monetization. Okay, I think that's okay. Hi guys! How are you guys doing? Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's super hot in this room, but actually that's something I wanted to talk about. I am the new handy manny. Not really, but I managed to properly ventilate my room. I did like a DIY installation, and now there's like no humidity in here. It's actually 17 degrees outside Celsius because I'm in Canada. So usually when it's like this, my room, anything above 20, like I'm dying in here. But I did like a DIY installation last weekend, and everything I did, I scoured Reddit and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and then I was like, okay, let me see if I can get this done. And I even consulted people from the Discord, and yeah, now my room is not unbearable. I can actually get work done in here, so I'm pretty excited. You look like the Black Sailor Scout in Savant. Thank you. It's 'cause the hat, right? The tartan Irish or Scottish hat, I think. Yeah. Love your work so much. Thanks, guys. How's everybody? The stream's bitrate is lower than recommended. How do you... So, you know, the stream's bitrate is lower than recommended. We ask that you stream at a different bitrate. So I don't really remember how to stream anymore. But like, actually I'll figure that out later. If anybody, is anybody having problems with the stream? Is it alright? Because it says it's good now, but I did get like a warning before. Yes, I am from the great land of Canada. And I feel like a lot of people don't usually clock it, but I did notice that like lately when I've been editing my own audio for stuff, I'm starting to hear the Canadian accent, you know, with certain words. Not all of them obviously, but with certain things I hear the accents and I'm like, I don't know about that. It's good, but it keeps blurring. Oh, that's probably the autofocus in the camera. Let me see if I can... If I stay still, it doesn't do anything. But I forgot that I have the autofocus on. So please excuse if it blurs in and out. It's just because when I talk, I move around a little bit. So, yeah. No, 17 degrees is actually not that bad because I think it's raining outside and the wind chill is like pretty high. So, yeah, it's a little, That's pretty good weather if your windows are open. But yeah, we did the installation. I can finally breathe in here. My hair doesn't like get super puffy right after straightening it or right after blow drying it. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Last month, I really wanted to get... Wait, what? Hold on. The weird thing about Canadian accents is there isn't just one out there. There's several. Yeah, but I noticed that it's the same in the US too, because don't people from Michigan have like the stereotypical Canadian accent that they think we all have over here? Because I'm pretty sure that accent that they're talking about is one that it's like a Newfie accent. Like if you're from Newfoundland or if you're from like Yellowknife or like those territories up there. I think not. I can't quite... everyone in Canada looks beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. And hello to everyone that's just hopping into stream here. I should actually advertise, because like last time I was in here I didn't actually let people know that I was going live, but let me just... How do you share the link for the live stream? Let me figure out how to do that, and then I can get into whatever it was I was gonna talk about today. How do I... Give me 1 second. Analytics, user activity, stream health. How do I share the stream? Here, I'll go to my channel and see if that will do anything. Your channel. Oh! It's literally right there. Okay, hold on. Give me just 1 second. Oh, and I can hear the fan too. It does sound pretty bad. But next time I'll try to figure out a way to, like, get rid of all that stuff. Okay, copy. Let me share it to the Discord just to let everybody know if there's people that don't know everyone. I'm going live! Or wait, I'm live right now. I'm live right now! Send now. Okay. Now, I'm going to share it to Twitter. Newfoundlanders sound Irish? They do. They definitely do. Hi, John. Oh yeah, so they did start showing Toonami stuff. Like, they started showing old 90s stuff on Toonami. Never grew up with Toonami. We had, like, our own sort of Canadian version of what Toonami was, but I really wish that we did stuff like that here. And why is Twitter not loading? What's going on? Well, it just says X, and, like, that's it. Twitter... Really? What's going on? Well, Twitter's not loading. That's weird. Is there, like... Well, I mean, there's always a glitch on Twitter with how Twitter is nowadays. I'm not really surprised. Yeah. Maybe I could try it incognito? Could I do that? Does it work incognito? Whatever. Oh, okay, now it loaded. That's really weird. Let me just share this quickly before I get back to chat. Oh god, I know sharing streams on Twitter is just, like, not the way to do it unless you have, like, a picture or something. Marcus Blackwell, have you ever thought about collaborating with other Lost Media YouTubers? I ask because your part in Scribbles to Screens Media, Lost Media's documentary was excellent, as everyone involved. Yes. I actually have a upcoming one that's in the works. I have had Lost Media people reach out to do, oh, is there lag? I was saying I have had Lost Media people reach out to do collabs, and for the longest time I was more, like, reserved, and I was like, no, I just, like, want to get my work done, and then I acknowledge you exist, but, like, I just want to be in my little box. But, like, there are some people whose stuff I do collabs with, and yeah, I'm gonna be diving a little more into that, because I think it's time to just, like, open the window and say hi to the neighbors, you know what I mean. What's your favorite sailor, Senshi? It is Sailor Jupiter, actually. Let me just... Can I share this? I really want to share that I'm live right now. Okay, give me 1 second. I just gotta post, like, a picture from the stream so that it's more clickable, because for some reason on Twitter, like, the engagement is so trash and all you get is, like, pornography bots. So let me come up with, like, a thumbnail. Okay, fuck it. Wait. Can I say that? I guess I can say. I don't think it matters. Let me just post this, and then we'll be done with this. I'm live right now. There we go. Okay, now that that's out of the way, is there any plans on finding Dragon Ball Lost Media? Probably not. No, because like a lot of the stuff I was doing for the last year and a half was so engraved in like Renaissance Atlantic and Saban that I feel like I'm just done with that chapter. Like when you're constantly researching the same thing over and over, and like how many times can I start a new video by basically giving the same spiel about the company? Like I think I've found and unearthed enough from there, you know, enough for someone to possibly take what I've found to find more things for like their own enjoyment. But usually when I'm looking into lost media stuff, it has to be something that like I have some kind of attachment to, or some sort of long-term investment where I'm like, oh, I'm super fascinated and I could look at that for years. It's already been like almost 2 years, so I think that chapter is probably done for me, you know? Sorry, I just realized there's so many messages that I haven't caught up on. Yokai Watch, I haven't, but I've seen my sister watches some of the episodes, and isn't it kind of like it is like Pokemon or like Digimon where they're finding things, and but I haven't like actually watched a full episode. Is there any Canadian lost media you want to find? Yes. It was a okay, so not PBS. PBS Kids is American. What was it? What was it called? TVO? I think it was TVO Kids. TVO is like a Canadian network, and they had these 2 5-minute segments that would go on in between shows, and one was called Artifacts. I still remember the intro, so like if ever I can just like do the music on the keyboard and then push it out there. But there's this show called Artifacts, and then there was this other one, oh god, the other one's not coming to me right now. Oh, Painting Pictures. Artifacts and Painting Pictures, and they were 2 5-minute segments that they would show like during preschool hours. And I have the intros like trapped in my brain. I always think about it. It's listed on Wikipedia, but I haven't been able to find any actual airing of it. So I would love if somebody could find that. Thank you, Lily's Hazel Eyes. Do you remember Teletoon Retro? I need to find someone else who remembers that. I do remember Teletoon Retro. I used to watch a lot of Teletoon. I would watch Ned Snoot, Space Goofs, all the stuff on Teletoon. My Dad the Rockstar. It was great. Saban didn't animate the actresses' actual skin colors. For examples, Venus and Moons look exactly the same in skin tone. I don't think it was weird. I think that because, like, remember, it's I know that it's labeled as a pilot, but you also have to keep in mind that, like, it's a quickly produced proof of concept. A proof of concept is even less than a pilot. So a proof of concept is like, okay, the bigger company is like, we want to turn this into an animated feature or some sort of adaptation, but we're not going to give you the funds to completely do every creative change that you have in mind. So I know from the interviews that I had with them, the models were like, I want to say that the models were started before they could fully cast, and then once they fully casted, then they were able to mold it more to the actresses. Because I will say that Venus, the animated Venus, does have some similarities to the actress as well as Jupiter, but, you know, it's not like a 1-for-1. The same with Sailor Mars, you know, so it's basically like a demo with no budget. So they were doing whatever was within the budget constraints that they had and the time, and they weren't thinking so much about certain details, you know. The Longhouse Tales is an Aboriginal show from Canada starring animals. Yeah, I have. I've seen that before, where they use like the Jim Henson puppets. Is that the one that you're talking about? Have you heard any of the 90s is all cat? I don't remember that. We didn't have Nickelodeon over here. We had YTV that showed some Nickelodeon shows, but I don't remember that. Thank you very much for finding Knights of the Zodiac. Can you please try to find this lost media called Crockpon, please? Again, I do take suggestions, but I usually will go towards the direction of the thing that I'm just like, okay, this is what I have more of a vested interest in, because you guys have to understand, like, there's a lot of time that goes into looking for these things. Sometimes it can span over a year. So as long as it's a topic that, like, I'm super invested in, then I'll usually go forward and see what I can find, which is, like, the Brat stuff, the Sailor Moon stuff, they kind of all have a girly theme, except for Knights of the Zodiac. That one kind of veered away. But I think, like, that was more because, like, happenstance. Like, I didn't think that I was going to find the Guardians of the Cosmos pilot, but I could certainly take a look at it. I gotta go. The pupper needs a walk. Excellent work. You're amazing. And Jim Henson Puppets? I think that's the storyteller. Yes, that was a storyteller, but there was also another puppet show where it was, like, about a fox and, like, some kind of wolf or something, and they were, like, little kids, I think. I don't remember, but I think they adopted the fox. I don't know. Yeah. YTV PTSD flashbacks. All that was on. Oh, all that. Okay, no, I know what all that is. Yeah, yeah. I don't really have any thoughts about it because I never watched it. I just saw the original, because before it was Funimation, it was like Ocean or Ocean Group or something like that. I remember that dub. I remember being very excited to watch that, but like, yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you, Allison. The opener of you talking about that doll you couldn't remember the name of, the Little Secrets dolls, reminded me of a doll I had as a kid with a scented doll similar to Cabbage Patch Kids, but not under the branding. A scented... Was its head scented, or... Hi, Anthony! There's a claymation indigenous cartoon whose name I can't remember. Oh, I used to watch a lot of claymation stuff. Like, did you guys hear that they're doing another Wallace and Gromit movie? I personally love all kinds of stop motion. Like The Nightmare Before Christmas, one of my all-time favorite movies next to Beetlejuice. But I'm pretty excited for like any Wallace and Gromit content. Are there any new games you're currently playing? No. Unfortunately, I just haven't had any time. Actually, which brings me to what the heck I was doing last month. So, last month was supposed to be mostly dedicated to lost media stuff. Like, I really wanted to just, like, sit down, buckle in, and just work hard towards this upcoming video. But I had so many distractions coming in on top of work. May was the busiest month because, like, I started acting and voice acting on the side. May was the absolute busiest month for any sort of like acting or voiceover stuff. No, I can talk about it now because I didn't get it, but like I wanted it so bad. Guys, I got an audition for a video game commercial. I cannot tell you what the video game was, and I cannot tell you like what company or brand or whatever, but it was in gaming. The role was freaking perfect for me. It was perfectly catered, and I was on hold for it. So in acting, an on hold means that like, oh, we're putting your audition, because I went to the callback, I got a callback audition, and then afterwards my agent was like, okay, we're on hold for this, so we're gonna wait a little while. A hold is basically like they've auditioned several candidates, and either it's between you and one other person, or they're just trying to figure out, do we really want this person for the role, yada yada yada. I didn't get it, but I got so freaking close. I got so close. I got the hold. I got the call back. It was right here. It was right here, okay? But honestly, it had me excited because like this is not even, I haven't even been like a year into acting, and I'm already managing to get opportunities of this caliber, so I just have my fingers crossed that another gaming related thing will come in and I'll be able to like secure it, because like I was really excited for it, and I practiced a lot for it, you know. You deserve all the roles you can get with your new career, especially voice acting, because you sound perfect enough for a radio show. Thank you. Aw. Voice acting for Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is awesome. Progress is exciting. Wish I could turn into a cartoon like Toon Maker Sailor Moon. I would have loved if they did something with Toon Makers, because I honestly feel like they wouldn't just like abandon Sailor Moon. I feel like it would have been a situation with like Transformers or even Power Rangers where they have just like different iterations of it. So they could probably have an ongoing sort of Sailor Moon spin-off that was Saban Moon, and then they probably would have dubbed Sailor Moon anyways. But I mean, who's to say what would have happened, right? We don't know. Have you heard of the lost Tinkerbell movie, Ring of Belief? The early versions of the Tinkerbell movie. It has a unique aesthetic. No, I haven't actually. Is your agent Sailor Venus? No, it was cool to interview an agent, though. It was cool finding out that she's still in the industry to some capacity, and that, you know, she uses her own life experiences to help coach other creatives. But that is not my agent, no. Mine is in Canada. Yeah. What do you feel about the currently elusive Harmony Gold dub of Miki Momo? Oh, there's a lost Miki Momo dub? How do you turn a cartoon into real life? How do I turn into a cartoon in real life? There's no way to do that unless you live in that universe. What was that one? Remember that movie? Oh, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yeah. We try and find the lost treehouse, big and small dub, Ray. Maybe. I mean, the thing I'm working on right now, it's taken a lot. I was actually editing it earlier this morning, and then right before stream, I had someone that I work for that was like, "Oh, can you maybe fix edits for this?" And then that's why I was an hour late, because I remember writing online that I would oh, did you see that? Okay, so my camera keeps doing this thing where it cuts out, and then like there's like a little hiccup. But yeah, I might have to invest in a camera at some point. In the ultimate Green Goblin issue. Oh, I wouldn't know. I have not read that. I just got done watching episode 2 of Sailor Moon on Toonami Rewind. Actually, I am curious. Is it the Viz dub that they're showing on Toonami? Is that what they're showing? Awesome videos. Thank you. What do you think would happen if Chibiusa was in the Toon Maker's Sailor Moon? Honestly, I have no idea, but I do know that they already had some sort of plan for the Outers. When I spoke to Steven and Rocky, then I do remember them saying that remember they said that they had the script somewhere in their houses and that they would go and look, but like it's been so long, it's been so long. And also I remember one of them mentioned having like a garage sale or just cleaning out the garage like 2 years before I contacted them, so that's probably long gone, unless the actress for Sailor Moon is able to maybe find something where she is, because I know that she also said she held on to some stuff like possible photos, but who knows. Game franchise or genre you prefer to be in? Cyberpunk. If it's like not just the game, but like I love like cyberpunk games. I would really love to be in the new GTA game that's coming out. Like, I'm so excited for that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start streaming GTA 5 here on the roleplay servers just because I love that game so much, and it honestly brought me together with so many of my friends throughout my life. Would love to play that game, would love to try some of the Fallout games. I've played 3 and 4, but I would like to go through the rotation of all the Fallout games. There was some lost Precure English dub. I wonder how they'll be found. Oh, it was the Viz dub. Interesting. Tara Strong. I've always wanted to meet Tara Strong. That GTA trailer looks amazing. It does. There's so many things that people have managed to do in a 13-plus-year-old game that is GTA 5 is kind of incredible. So, like, I wonder how long that, like, we're going to be doing this when the new one comes out. Also, I'd like to play Team Fortress, but I hear that there's like a lot of bugs in the server, so okay, I'm planning to get my voiceover stuff in there as well. There's a few classic 80s and 90s shows. I love that. Definitely need an English dub. Definitely. Yeah, there was the Macross dub that I was doing. I did, but I will say that, like, I actually don't remember a lot that happened. I do remember that they had Luna as, like, a plush instead of, like, an actual cat, which was funny. But I remember watching that when I was, like, I'm pretty sure I was in high school in 2003. Or was it elementary school? I don't know. I just remember pirating it online. I was very young, though. You have to do a cartoon TV series about you. Which series would it be? Probably a mixture of, I want to say, like, Daria and Pepperan. Yeah, that's the perfect mix. Daria and Pepperan. Yeah. Hot Wheels Battle Force 5? No. YouTube changed the game. The game of what? Do you remember the first anime you watched? I don't know. First anime I watched. Not Pokemon. Not Dragon Ball. I feel like there was something before Dragon Ball. There has to have been. I do remember watching Hello Kitty as a kid. I don't know, that's like so far back. What inspired you to make this channel? Well, because the channel... Oh, there's an ad playing. So some people are going to get an ad, I think. But to answer that question, what inspired me to make the channel is that I wanted to contribute to the environment that I was getting the most pleasure and enjoyment out of. So when I started watching YouTube, I was here like in the OG days of like, I don't know if anyone remembers, but like creators like Mr. Pregnant, what's that other guy's name? God. The Wine Cone, Smosh, like a lot of creators were just starting off on YouTube, and like there was College Humor, Aaron Hansen before he was on Game Grumps, he was doing his own animations, so I was really invested in like Newgrounds. So I came from Newgrounds before all of this, and when YouTube started, then a lot of animators were beginning to push their stuff to Newgrounds. So oh yeah, Nigahiga. Yeah, he does live streaming now. Yeah, I almost forgot about him. He go, tee-hee. Have you heard of the Lost Doraemon dub? No, I haven't. Oh, what was I talking about? Yeah, so it started off with like Smosh and all those people, and I wanted to contribute in some kind of way, and what fascinated me the most at that time was animation, so I started to post my own like Flash creations, and there was a few Game Grumps animated in there, and then there was like an Overwatch cartoon and one about Undertale, and then when the Undertale and the Overwatch one did really well, I was like, oh, I could like post more regularly, and then from there it just snowballed, and now we're here. Oh, I'm that person that skipped classes to watch your vids that you told me not to. I'm graduating this month. I don't have to skip to watch. Yay! Everybody give Fart a round of applause. What a name, by the way. Congratulations and happy early graduation. Awesome. That aired in the early 2000s, Freeform. I don't remember. I just remember the intro was like, hello, hello, kitty. That's all I remember. And then she was like marching and walking. That's all I remember. I don't know. Remember Teletoon? Yes, I used to watch a lot of card captors on Teletoon and Space Goofs and all kinds of stuff. Teletoon was like second to YTV. YTV had all the awesome shows, and then you would go to Teletoon for the more Canadian curated stuff. By the way, do you guys like my tartan hat? I think it's really cute. I was going for a different look today, but I feel like the hat doesn't fit my head. Like, I have too much hair for the hat to really just sit flat, or just like sit how it's supposed to. I like Hamtaro. Hi, Jerry. Do you watch a lot of Naruto? I could not tell you a single thing that, like, I don't remember what happened in Naruto. I remember going home after school every day, being excited to watch, like, the lineup of anime, and the first thing that they would play was Naruto every Friday. Thank you, Jerry. I like it too. But I couldn't tell you what happens in Naruto. I don't remember. I do not remember. And I stopped watching right before the Shippuden arc started. That's when I was like, okay, I got my fix. I'm gonna go watch like Witch Hunter Robin or like Death Note or something. You'd be flawless in a vintage photo shoot. Oh, thank you, thank you. Give you a retro 90s look. And they purposely refused to tell him about his parents because why? They did. Bad group of people. Oh, awesome. Are you good at drawing? Yes. So any sort of like, well, I would say that I kind of dumb down my art when it comes to videos, but any kind of art or animation that you see in the videos, it was drawn by myself. And if you go on my website, www.raymona.net, and you go to the About Me section, you can see some of the art that I've made, because I've been a self-taught artist since I could hold a pencil, so I've been drawing for a very, very long time. Haven't had much time to draw recently, but I will say, like, it is nice, like, it's a nice refresher that when I do my documentaries, I can use that as, like, an opportunity to, like, draw something. So, yes. Hamtaro was a fine little children's show that for some reason was included in Toonami's lit afternoon lineup. Well, you gotta have some of that G-rated content as well, you know? No, but didn't Cyberpunk Edge Runners win something at the Game Awards? Do you like Disney movies? Yes, I do. I love Mulan. I think Mulan and Aladdin are two of my favorite movies. If it wasn't for Lilo and Stitch, I wouldn't have had my dogs, because when I saw that movie as a kid, I was so obsessed with having a pet that, like, could be my person, my not assistant, but, like, be something that, like, I could just, like, love and protect. After I saw that movie, I made, like, a long list in, like, MS Paint of why I deserve a dog, and then we ended up getting my two beautiful pets that I had for, like, 14 and 13 years. Beautiful, gorgeous dogs. Hamtaro was in a weird spot back then because it was anime, but I loved watching it anyways. Have I heard of Toy Story? Yeah, that was like one of my favorite. Okay, have I heard of Toy Story? I don't know if you noticed in the back, like my bed. So I was filming an audition earlier. That's why I have the sheet up, and also like I don't want to clean my room right now. I'm beat. I'm exhausted. So do you see the little Pikachu and there's like a little bear in the back? Have I watched Toy Story, Mama? It resonates, okay? Yes, Toy Story is a phenomenal Pixar movie, because I'm not going to say Disney. We all know it's a Pixar movie, right? Oh, thank you so much, Hush Hush. Do one day Aeon Flux review and watch Subs Grow. Underrated cult classic from the 90s. Thank you so much for the 25. I really appreciate it. Tenchi Muyo. Is it Tenchi Muyo? Tenchi Mayo? What is it? Somebody tell me what it is, because we didn't have Tenchi... I'm going to say Mayo because it sounds funny. We didn't have Tenchi Mayo in Canada, but I remember as a child of the online world, I would always see Tenchi Mayo stuff, and apparently it's got like this large lore and expansive universe, and it's like some harem anime, but it's like a harem comedy anime. And then like some of the characters have their own spin-offs, like Sammy, like Pretty Sammy, where she was like a magical girl. What is Tenchi Mayo? Is there someone on YouTube that's done like a long comprehensive study of this anime? Adult Swim had Demon Slayer before. Muyo, but I want to call it Mayo. Addiction was action adventure anime with good versus evil, and Hamtaro was not that kind of show. It was a young children's anime. Oh no, it totally fits with the Toonami aesthetic, because if you really think about it, the humans are evil and the hamsters are the good guys, right? Planning to do an episode on the Hannah Montana anime? Yes, but so I actually was doing research for the Hannah Montana stuff, even though, so okay, I always forget his name. L Supersonic. he did a video on Hannah Montana, which is like what put me onto it. I was like, whoa, there was a Hannah Montana May? Are you kidding me? So he was the one that put me onto like the fact that it even existed. And I know it's really hard to get in touch with toy animation staff because like aren't they like they have like extreme NDAs and clauses and stuff like that. So as I was researching it, somebody actually contacted me last month on my Instagram. You know that there's a Hannah Montana video game that's lost? Nobody told me this. I had no... If that's the case, then that would be so perfect, because like now I'm on the hunt for a freaking Hannah Montana game as well. Like I had no idea there was missing Hannah Montana content outside of the anime series. I think that's awesome. Is the Saint Seiya American version any good? I heard it's a joke. Saint Seiya American version. Oh, do you mean Guardians of the Cosmos? Or are you talking about the Saint Seiya dub? It's like 50 different ones and I don't understand it all because one was in space. Yeah. It's Canadian? Oh gosh, I'm excited. I'm Atlantic Canadian. Oh, hello. Muyo? Tenchi Muyo. But why does my mouth want to say mayo? You know what I'm saying? My mouth wants to say Tenchi Mayo. Also, does anyone remember what time I streamed last time? Because I'm thinking like I might do early streams. I might start streaming earlier, and I feel like last time was like a random out of the blue stream, and I was on like much earlier. So I might like do that. Cause like I'm a night owl, but like I'm so used to like streaming at night because it makes more sense. But most of my work is done closer towards the night, so I'm thinking like I might switch up the time that like I start to get on live streams to talk to people. So I think for like the first week starting today, if you see me, it's gonna be at the most random times because I'm just gonna be trying to figure out what works best for stream. The hat is awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. This is the perfect time to stream for you. Detailing Tenchi Muyo. Sample. The Alvin Show? No. I used to love Alvin and the Chipmunks as a kid though. Have you been to Fan Expo? I have for many, many years. I think I stopped going to Fan Expo. It was definitely before COVID. When was the last time I went to Fan Expo? Because I used to dress up. I used to do cosplays as well. Last time I went to Fan Expo, I think it was maybe like 2018, 2019. No. Maybe 2017 or 2018. And you know why? Fan Expo, Comic-Con, Anime North. Except not Anime North. I find that Anime North, because it's in a completely different venue, it can be different from year to year depending on like how it's being run. But I found that Fan Expo was generally, okay, you go in, you look at the different booths. At the booth, there's like a bunch of like plushies and stuff that you could probably find on eBay for like a lot less, you know? And then, I don't know, I guess unless you're going to see like someone on panel, I feel like it's more or less the same thing. It is fun. I will say it is fun when you do dress up, because then you can find other cosplayers and you can take photos with them, and then that's like a whole fun experience. But I found that like it was becoming such a repetitive thing over and over, and I'm like, guys, we're wasting a lot of money going to the Fan Expo. Like, so I think it just depends. But I did want to go back at some point. The Fan Expo was a lot of fun. I think I might like Anime North a little more though. There again this year, and Steve. See, that is a good reason to go. Steve from Blue's Clues. I would definitely go to Fan Expo to see Steve from Blue's Clues. Speed Racer cosplay. What do you think of the 4Kids One Piece dub? Okay, because of the 4Kids One Piece dub is because, like, that's the reason I never got into One Piece. Because, like, the dub was so bad. I will say the intro, in retrospect, was fire, but at the time when it came out, nobody liked it. People seem to have, like, what is it called? What is it called? Like, when you change history. People change history whenever it comes to things that were bad in the beginning, and they try to rewrite history. Because when the One Piece intro first came out, everyone was like, oh, like, gotta go. Like, People didn't like it. People thought it sounded stupid. We all thought it sounded stupid. I don't give a frig what anybody says. It sounded really dumb. But as the years went by, we were like, you know what? This is actually fire. This actually sounds really good. So aside from that, the dub itself was not good. It was not good. So I think that's probably why I like the Netflix live action. I know some people are a little bit divisive on it, but a lot more people do say it's like true to the original source. But I never got the original source, so I'm just watching a pirate TV show for my on my end. It's just a pirate TV show because I never got to watch and experience One Piece in all of its glory. That gave me a bad first impression. Me too. Yeah. Awful first impression. Revisionist. Thank you. Revisionist history. Yes. I heard Canada never aired all the 4Kids OP dubs at all. Wait, there is more than one? I didn't know that. I vaguely remember seeing a commercial for One Piece while watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. Why does that keep happening? I think that some words that are blocked should not be blocked. Is there a way to see the message that Deja Drake sent? Because I keep noticing that. It's going to be very... Like, why did that get retracted? Because did you delete that message, or did the bot do that? Because I'm not sure why that happened. I just want to see the backstories. It looked like it was going to be very cartoonish when it aired on 4Kids Foxbox. Oh yeah, guys, why did they keep changing the name for the time block for 4Kids? It's like this weird marketing stuff was happening. I didn't understand that. I vaguely remember seeing a commercial for One Piece while watching Yu-Gi-Oh! But it just didn't seem like something I would like at the time. I was into it because anything anime I would drink. I drank any anime, okay? Erica 7, all that stuff. Anything, even if it was obscure, I would watch it. But just, the intro and everything else, I was like, this is not for me, I think. I don't think this is for me. Was I not on live chat before? I thought I was. Hi, Scorp. Yeah, Rekka 7 was really good. Vortex was the best CW Kids block. I didn't know that CW Kids had a block called Vortex, because YTV had a kids block called Vortex as well. I can't believe the Naruto dub is almost 20 years old. Yeah, I just... That makes me feel so old. That makes me feel ancient. The fact that it's like 20 years old. I mean, I'm 31. So that's a long time. That would make me like 11. And I do remember talking to a kid in elementary school excitedly about, oh, the next episode of Naruto, blah blah blah. So that's just crazy. Is there any character you would have liked to voice? I would like to, and I don't know if they're making any new games, but I would like to voice characters from like the Borderlands universe, if there's ever like a new Borderlands video game, or if there's a new Fallout game that comes out. Heck, like I would like to be a background character in the new Fallout series. Like I have been getting auditions because like I've been getting auditions for the categories that I'm interested in, especially as of lately. So anything that's like gaming or post-apocalyptic, or I auditioned to be a zombie, which was really fun. But if I could land something that's like within the sci-fi universe, like make me a Klingon. Give me the weird ears, give me like the rigid face and everything. Make me a Klingon, because I would love to be in Star Trek. Vortex was an action-oriented block. Foxbox was renamed 4Kids to avoid confusion with Fox Kids, which was sold to Disney. Yeah, that whole time period was very confusing. Jetix. You know what I miss, though? And I know this is, like, completely random. Sorry, I'm just fixing my hair. It's completely random, but I really... And yes, Jonathan, I loved Cyber 6. It was one of my favorite shows. I think it's like Italian Canadian. Is it not Canadian? I thought it was like Italian, Canadian, and something else. And it was all produced under like a studio, what weird studio blanket or something. But yeah, Cyber 6, I love that show. I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Do not remember what I was going to follow up with. I just got distracted by Cyber 6. Oh, you know what? When Cyber 6 came out, it came out in like the 90s or like the very early 2000s, or maybe it was like 1999. I remember a lot of people were like, Cyber 6 sounds like Cyber Sex. Because like, I don't know if you guys are old enough, but or like as old as I am, but back then cybering, like cyber SZX, was like a term that people online would use. So people would always like conflate the two. Reboot, a big thing growing up. Yeah, Reboot was made by Mainframe Entertainment, and actually one of my VFX teachers was a guy that worked on Reboot. And yeah, Reboot is totally Canadian company. They did all the Barbie movies, they did Reboot, they did Shadow Raiders, they did Beast Wars and Beast Machines, and love it. I loved it. Was like one of my favorite shows. I remember when they blasted Bob into the net. That traumatized me as a kid, because I swear they timed it up so that right after they blasted him into the net, then we saw the episode of Transformers of Beasties right before they go into Beast Machines, where they blast Optimus into back to like Cybertron. Does anyone remember that? They like lock him up. I just remember being like, these are super similar to me. Cyber 6 rerun for years in Canada? Yes. It reran in Canada for many years. In fact, I thought I still saw it on TV. We're talking Reboot? Yes. Reboot is awesome. Have you seen Akira? Yes. I have an Akira poster right there, and I regularly wear an Akira jacket that I got way back when. What is this? Just what's all this? I was reading something about the new Beetlejuice movie just now, and I was distracted. I know, but the sequel series is really garbage, and then I read something about, like, the producer or the director of the sequel series, he didn't even watch Reboot before, and that a lot of the decisions that he made was, like, based on, oh, my son likes Reboot, and he told me to put a character in that looked like blah blah blah, and that really pissed me off, because it was like, can we just get, like, a final, proper conclusion? I know they did the comics to sort of fill us in on what happened when he got into, like, the supercomputer, but Tony J passed away. He was the original voice for, I almost said Megatron. He was the original voice actor for Megabyte, and it just doesn't seem right to continue to any capacity without the voice of Megabyte, which is so sad, because that last episode of the original Reboot, he breaks into the supercomputer, and you think, oh, everyone's dead. And then all of a sudden, the series is over. Like, I can't remember if, like, it got canceled or something, but what a way to end a series. Like, Beast Wars was made by the same folks. Definitely a lot to handle back as a kid. Yeah, totally. Then they made fun of hardcore Reboot fans. I do remember that. Tony J was a scary character in Miss Spider. Do you remember he had, like, the lipstick and, like... That alone is cause for doubt if you aren't One Piece. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did give us Stranger Things, so I can't completely fault Netflix. I do love a lot of Netflix shows. Mutants didn't have it. Reboot rewind the documentary about the show, and I think the documentarians found the masters and are trying to find a specific way to transfer it. I don't think I've heard of that, no. It is very unbelievable. Do you guys remember, well, I don't know if everyone here is, like, super into, like, the Lost Media forums and stuff, but, like, I would peruse the Lost Media forums, and I could see that, like, people did suggest, oh, I think maybe it might come from a pornography. Let us all look into different pornos of the time to see if we can find it. And I remember people were like, oh no, you're so stupid. Why would it be in a porn? Like, you really cannot discount. You can't discount any source. I think it's just, I don't know. People on the Reddit, people on Reddit can be very, like, opinionated about stuff, so, and aggressive, actually. But, like, it is kind of ironic that, you know, they were banning people from the subreddit for, like, bringing up porn, that it could be in a porn, and lo and behold, it was in a porn. That's all I gotta say about that. Hi, Ben. It was a cliffhanger. I was hoping to see more back then, but we never had more. And that was so disappointing, because, like, that was one of my favorite cartoons for a good while. So I was like, they're just dead, aren't they? They got into the supercomputer and they're dead. Well, Mainframe always wanted to make Reboot dark, and they got their dark ending, I suppose. And I think an ad might be playing for some people. Yeah, it says ad inserted, so if you get an ad, I won't talk about anything important for the next minute. Watching Summer Games Fest. I wanted to watch that. I probably watch the VOD. Oh, the adaptations? Yeah, that's fair. Favorite character on Reboot was Hexadecimal. I cannot talk. Hexadecimal, I liked her voice actress. And she had a really cool design. She reminded me of those porcelain China dolls, you know? I liked her old design, and I also liked the updated one after the Damon Rising movie. I thought that, like, I was like, oh, she looks kind of like Jennifer Tilly here. 3D model was recycled for Beast Wars as Megatron's body before getting his beast mode. Is that true? I can kind of see that, because they had, like, that purple hue. Where they found it from. Yeah, if that friggin' guy was just like, oh, just so you know, it was something, he could have honestly just made a throwaway account. He could have made a throwaway account and just been like, oh, I heard that in this porn, or I heard that in a porno, can you help me find it? Instead, he put people on, like, the wildest goose chase for, I think it was a 3-year-long chase for this song. It took 3 years. He could have just been honest about being a little nasty boy. I thought he had more of a resemblance to Rhinox. Rhinox is, like, my favorite Transformers character, just because the design of Rhinox. Angel Wars. I have never seen that. Christian action cartoon about an elite team of angels that unfortunately lasted for... Was it like an animated series? Why is it the crash of the AAA gaming industry? I'm curious. Some Lost Doraemon anime found in a porno. What do I think of the Virtual Boy? I have no thoughts. I have no thoughts on the Virtual Boy. That's not new in the Lost Media community. I heard about a similar case of the Backgate Adventures of Ronald McDonald. Yeah. I love making Lost Media videos, and I love the community that I've managed to find within the Lost Media community, but, like, it is kind of like the saying of, like, you love the art, but not, like, the fan base, or, like, not, like, the community behind it. There's, like, a meme about that. I totally agree with that, because sometimes they can be, like, overly aggressive. I've heard of them trying to dox people, and then I've heard, like, as a result of, like, all the pressure that they apply. Because, like, I've been in the hot seat, too. Like, I don't know if some of you remember, like, with the Please Post More. I'll try to. I will. That's why I'm trying to stream more. I'm trying to balance it out, because sometimes the videos take a while. But, yeah, I'm going to try to balance it out, and for what I was saying before, I don't know if you guys remember, what's going on here? Indie Crash, I'm offended you would say that. When the Mean Girl stuff came out, then there was, like, that was the first time, because I've been on the internet I've been on here since forever, but I've been making videos seriously for the past 6 or 7. I think I'm going on 7 years now. And it only started to really take off in the last 3 years, but, like, in all that time, you obviously get, like, the random troll comment or hate comment, but I will say the first time I ever got overt racism, the first time I ever got overt racism was when I wasn't able to release a lost video game that was 100% shovelware, that was more than likely meant for the bargain bin if it ever came out. Like, a lot of the people that were harassing me to have the game released wouldn't have taken a second look at this game if it actually released and wasn't lost media. Like, and it was like, it was girlswear. Like, it was like it was made for the girl demographic. They wouldn't have even given it a second look. So it was crazy, like, the types of, like, abuse and just, like, mean things that people had to say, because it was mostly racially, and it was, like, all on, like, Reddit in my DMs. That was, like, I didn't think that I know racism exists, but I didn't expect it to be like that. It was weird. It was very weird. Oh, I missed some chat. Hold on. Summer Games Fest. I'll probably watch it later today. Some communities are super intense. Yeah. I like your hat. Thank you, Dangus. I like your name. Why is your name Dangus? People get jealous, and I think they're owed something. Yeah, especially since, like, when you really think about the semantics of it, it's like a girl's game for, like, 8-year-olds. And if it actually came out, you would just be like, oh, that game is cringe and it's shovelware. Why do you want it so bad? What? And I would totally give it too, but it's just the fact that I would rather respect the dev that says, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this being out here. Can you please just show the gameplay? I would rather respect the dev and do that. And also, me and Tommy Shadow took a long time for us to debug it back and forth. And, like, he's a really cool guy, and I'm so grateful that he even was, like, down to help debug the game. So we had to go through the process of debugging the game just so we could try to play it to show people what's on it. So I think, like, that weird vocal minority, I don't think they'll ever be happy with anything. They'll always find fault with something. But, like, again, you can't let people like that, you know, muddle down the positive thing that you're trying to spread out there. So the internet only got worse. I missed 2005 to 2015. Honestly, it was Harambe. It was Harambe. The Power Rangers game, one lesson to take away: never use Reddit. I barely use Reddit. Sometimes if I'm looking for something, because, like, Yahoo Answers no longer exists. R.I.P. Yahoo Answers. Used to love using that, but yeah, it's R.I.P. Harambe. Yeah, because there's not Yahoo Answers, and because like Quora is, like, not as great, then I do still check Reddit for stuff. And Reddit was really helpful when I was trying to insulate the room, so it has its uses. It's great to see you live. Oh, live. I guess live too. Great to see you live. Thank you, Ben. Couldn't think of a better one at the time. It's okay. I used to have a name that was, like, kind of gibberish, and I couldn't think of a better one at the time too. Utena, oh, my sister really likes that show. She told me to watch it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Sorry that happened to you. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I knew it was coming, you know. There were certain telltale signs that it was going to hit me. Something about my, you know, something. I just had a feeling, you know. Viewers don't know quality because your channel, while small, is peak in the lost media community. From your editing, your scripts, you actually posting what you found, your voice. Thank you so much. And I'm really hoping that this next one that I'm planning to get out by the end of the month will, like, take everything that I did and just, like, whoop, just, like, elevate it to the extreme, because that's what I want. Your interview. Sorry, I couldn't finish that last comment. That's okay. F for Harambe, F Yahoo Answers. A lot of crazies out there, and they got mad, but apparently they couldn't insult you in a more thought-out way than being racist. Yeah, I prefer the effort from people who insult me. I also love your style. Your Sailor Moon videos made me more interested to check out Sailor Moon stuff. Any recommendations? I want to say Deke Sailor Moon, but, like, that might make you not watch Sailor Moon, because I think it's got, like, it's like a nostalgia thing for people who grew up with it. But I will say that, like, I would give Sailor Moon Crystal a try. The first couple of seasons, it's a little rocky, and like a lot of Sailor Moon fans have expressed the same sentiment. But once you get to like Sailor Moon Eternal, just give it a chance. Give it a chance. It's quite good for people first trying to find lost media. Make a list, and make a progress list. And when you hit a wall in your search, go to the next topic, and always make sure that you're not doing it for like, oh, I gotta do this for the video, or I gotta do this to stand out. Make sure that you're doing it because you have a general vested interest in the subject, or you're just gonna be miserable. That's a tip. Magical Do-Re-Mi. No, because we didn't have it here when it came out. I know that there is a dub of it now, but I haven't watched it. As a state of mind, for someone to say they feel old is not good esteem. Oh yeah. I don't feel old at all. Only like when I'm tired. Thank you, Bunny Bonbon, for the $9. Thank you so much. I know this is controversial, but I think 4Kids was similar and had connections to the 2000s Cartoon Network and Disney Channel. That's a very good possibility. Because I always talk about like how people in that industry, one person knows another person, and like I think that's a very good possibility. See, other people agree as well, because I see 4 thumbs on there, so I'm going to add a thumb to that. Did you know that Bear in the Big Blue House was Lost Me? It was? That was always on Treehouse. Deke Sailor Moon sounds weird out of context. I know. Uncut Sailor Moon on Toonami is so surreal. I keep expecting Deke edits. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, and like I know why they didn't go for the Deke one, but I'm kind of surprised that like as a throwback that they didn't just throw Deke at people. And that also sounds weird to say, that they didn't throw Deke at people. I think I'm peaking. Yeah, I think my mic was peaking. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Lost media and just obscure media, like media that we know exists but just stored in the vaults. What do you think is the difference between lost media and just obscure media? That's hard to say, because I would actually say that all media, all obscure media that's like stuck in a vault is lost media. Because like, let's say that they aired like, I don't know, like a lost concept of Shrek, right? I mean, that does exist, but let's say that they aired a lost concept of Shrek. Everything that studios work on is stored in some kind of vault, whether it's the Library of Congress, whether it's like the Disney vault, whether it's like a vault of like, I don't know what the name is, like taped archives. Every studio has some sort of archive of stuff, but because lost media is still relatively niche, even when people on the internet are all blowing up this one topic of like, oh, I watched this thing air here, even like TV networks like Fox and other studios like that, they have broadcasting records of things. So I think like it's a little bit unfair to say that like, oh, it's obscure and like it's not technically lost. I mean, then you could say like any sort of media that becomes lost media under that blanket. What was that? What? Sorry, I just got a Skype message. Like, who gets Skype messages? What? That completely threw me off. I think that's weird. No wonder nobody uses Skype anymore. I used it for something recently when I was contacting someone for a lost media video, and I just got like a Skype message that's like, you're invited to a group, but it's obviously a scammer. Nobody gets Skype messages. Now that completely took me off of my rant. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I mean vault as in archives? I'm still unsure. Let me go back up, because I got lost. What do you think is the difference between lost media and just obscure media? Like media that we know exists, but just stored in vaults. What would you consider lost media? Because I have an old dub of Prince of Tennis on DVD. So I would consider it lost media if it aired at some point, if somebody had spoken about it, if there were whispers of it, but it is completely inaccessible to the public. Like, let's say Knights of the Zodiac. When they did the first English dub, then you know what? I do remember watching all of the dubbed episodes of the original Knights of the Zodiac dub that Deke did on YTV, And I even recorded one episode because I remember recording over it for something else. I think it was Digimon. But that is now lost media because even though some people probably have VHS recordings of it, there was never an official release for it. Now it's still lost media, and I'm sure somewhere out there, TV networks, they've got like old vaults from the 2000s. I'm sure they've got it in there, but they're not thinking like, oh, anybody's looking for this. They're not thinking to like take it out, distribute it to the public. So I think if it's something that you cannot find on a DVD, on a VHS, I think if like the studio that made it originally isn't releasing anything for distribution and that it only existed in that one period and they don't publish it what is this? Today is another new member invitation. What? Okay, I gotta open this and block this thing, whatever this is, because I'm getting like weird like, what is this? Oh god, that's so obnoxious. Okay, block. I'm getting like weird invites on Skype, which I don't even use. I'm getting invites. Who is this? I don't even know who is this. I'm not accepting this. I don't know who you are. I'm blocking this. I'm blocking this. Is this like a thing? Does Skype have a lot of viruses on it? Because I got like a weird invite for a Bitcoin thing. Yeah, they're like friend requests, and then someone sent a message like waving, which is weird because I'm pretty sure my Skype username is nothing that I've ever really posted before. That's weird, but anyways, now that that's over. Yeah, I saw all of the Knights of the Zodiac, and which is so sad because I didn't care for the dub to the point that like I remember playing Sly Cooper one day, and Sly Cooper on the PS2, and then Knights of the Zodiac was on, and we used to have this thing where it's like if anime is on, we're not doing anything else. We're watching the anime. And I remember they're like, next up, Knights of the Zodiac, and I was like, oh, who cares? And I just went to play Sly Cooper. But that just goes to show because like the dub was lacking in so many different areas. Like the dub was just not it. Like it just seemed like it was just based on watching it. I remember sitting there being like, they didn't say this in the original, and I was a kid. I was like, they didn't say this because there's too many jokes. It's like the original Digimon dub. That's another thing. I got a bone to pick with people. There was a website back then on like GeoCities or Angel Fire dedicated to the original Digimon dub, and it was like Digimon comparisons from the USA to Japan, the multiple ways the Digimon was censored. Listen, I love Digimon. I love the original dub. I love that it's corny and hokey, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there's not revisionist history for Digimon 2. When I was a kid, I remember a lot of people were going on these websites and they were pissed off because they were like, why aren't we getting what actually happened in the Digimon dub? That's not fair. Like, this didn't actually happen. If you watch the Digimon dub, there are so many jokes. The characters are telling jokes in places they shouldn't be telling jokes. That is a standard of... Everybody knows that 4Kids likes to do that. They'll take out the content and they'll place a joke in place of it. An Americanized joke that doesn't make any sense. But I went on Twitter recently. This was like a couple months ago. And I mentioned that. And I was getting... I'm pissed off right now. I was getting a lot of comments from people that did not... They were not born when I was born. They were not born... I'm going to be that guy. They were not born in the 90s. They were like... Gen Z. There was like people younger than me being like, what are you talking about? The dub was always very faithful to the original. I remember watching this and I'm like, are you watching the new dub of the old Digimon? Because like 1 + 1 it doesn't equal 4. That doesn't make any sense. I remember as a kid acknowledging that it didn't make sense and that it veered too far away from the original, but I still liked it. But for some reason when you voice the truth about that on Twitter, then you'll have a bunch of fans being like, no, the original Digimon was true, blah blah blah, or Saban, not 4Kids, you know what I mean. Vinny over here. But like, it's just, I feel like a lot of people when it comes to nostalgia, they have like a selective revisionist history for nostalgia, and they kind of pretend like they were never bashing it before, or that like, thank you! The Digimon movie! That is a perfect example! They took 3 movies and made a Frankenstein movie. Do we still love the movie? Yes. Do we love the Angela Anaconda intro? I never liked it, so no. But we did still have an appreciation for it because they basically took the content and transformed it into... It was transformative. That's what you do in the art world. It's transformative. They turned it into something else that we could still appreciate. But my experience watching all of the English Digimon was completely different from watching the Japanese version. And that's why when when Digimon Tri came out, I watched it in English because I'm like, oh, I have stronger memories with it in English, so I'm going to watch Tri in English. Now, I did watch it in Japanese as well, but what I'm trying to say is the two different things, okay? And I'm so sick and tired of people who were not even born in that generation being like, what are you talking about? It was listen, if you were born when I was born, which was a long friggin' time ago, you would have seen GeoCities, Angel Fire, whatever that other friggin' host was called. There was a lot of fan-made websites that would take screenshots from the originals being like, they left this out. They didn't talk about this. They got rid of that weird incest thing that was going on in that one Digimon episode. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's just differences there. I'm going to end this rant. I'm going to go back to comments because I'm all heated now. I'm heated talking about Digimon. Banger soundtrack, yes. At least we're getting redubs of the movies. Yes, but I heard that one of the actresses, is it Mimi or is it Sora? One of them is not coming back. What do you think, Ray? It feels like those who worked there were a little conservative when it comes to what goes into shows. Well, it's a product of the time, right? It's like what I cover in the Lost Media videos. So it came out in the 90s, and they have to adhere to certain standards that were made by other people. So if they can't adhere to the standards, then they essentially have to dumb down the content in the sense that they add more jokes. They get rid of things that are more serious topics, because if not, then investors won't want to invest in things that they feel won't sell. Everything is generated and fueled by money. It's quite sad if you think about it. RIP my GeoCities site. I had multiple GeoCities sites as well, so I feel that. The internet in the 2000s, they bashed those old edited dubs. Yes, there were multiple. In fact, I think there's still a website called Anime Uncensored, and it's not what you think. It sounds like porn. But I remember there was a site called Anime Uncensored, and last time I checked, I think it's still up, when they would talk about One Piece, and they would talk about Sailor Moon and all the differences, and I just think it's weird that people have the selective thing with Digimon. Oh. I thought... Wait, was it Mimi's English voice actress that passed away and Sora's Japanese voice actress that passed away? Perfect voice match. That's sad. Actually, let me Google that. That's sad. Mimi's English voice actress, Saban. Oh, she passed away in 2021. Oh, that's so sad. I know that Koji... Oh, she's so pretty. I didn't even know what she looked like. I didn't know that she passed away. I only know that Koji Wada passed away, like the artist that did a lot of the Digimon music. You know, I didn't see the Porygon episode, but I remember on YTV, then the hosts were like, there's not going to be any Pokemon this week, kids, so we're just going to be airing Pokemon reruns for the next couple of weeks, because apparently there was an episode that caused kids seizures. Anyways, Digimon's up next. Like, that was all I knew. Are AMVs still a thing? You know, it's so cool because, like, if you started making AMVs way back when, a lot of that has evolved. A lot of, like, your favorite editors and whatnot and people who work on bigger things, they all started with, like, anime music videos. And Pokemon episode, the Mimi and Sora comment, oh, that's... and Sora. Virtual Fighter anime, it was amazing. I don't think I've seen that. Yes, they had a lot of... I mean, it's something that I suspected. I think a lot of people did because, like, in America... Well, in North America, there was, like, heavy emphasis on, like, Christianity, and we were a lot more religious back then, or, like, tied to religion, so... there were more conservative values when it came to public broadcasting. So I kind of expected that when Frank had told me about it. I kind of expected that, like, that would be why a lot of that stuff was censored. But when you think about it, that stuff was censored, but then we got the Looney Tunes bashing each other over the head every 5 minutes, blowing each other up, making explosive cakes. Like, it's weird the standards that they held for themselves as opposed to other countries, but then when you add, like, the World War II aspect, it really makes sense. Glad we're out of it. Asian culture is pretty much Asian culture. The anime Asian invasion really took over, and like I was here. I'm here for it. I'm I'm absolutely here for it. I mean, that's what America is all about, or it should be. That's what it should be. It should be about diversification, right? About all the different cultures, because like Germany has their Germans, Russia has their Russians, Africa has their This sounds weird, but I'm trying to make a point here. But then, like, the U.S. was always supposed to be, like, the melting pot of all the cultures, right? So, I mean, if not, it makes sense that, like, it's so much more diversified with stuff, right? The anime more over edited. The hat is too cute. Thank you so much. If Vegeta ever said Mondo cool, that would be hilarious. The stream is already congrats. Yes, that's because well, if you're monetized on YouTube point blank, then everything else is monetized. They've changed the rules so that if you already have monetization for videos, then you can just have it for streams and for, I almost said TikToks, for YouTube Shorts. So all sorts of Asian businesses and imports and food in so many corners. I've always wanted to visit like Boston or New York. I'm very close to New York, and I've always wanted to just visit. They are definitely always changing the rules to the point that like I can't keep up with the algorithm. It's been, on a more serious note, it has been a lot to juggle my acting pursuits with content create. So here's a sandwich: acting and voice acting, content creation on YouTube, and possibly now TikTok, because I'm just gonna have to diversify to TikTok, because like it will just, I think it will help me in the long run to have more short form content. And then on top of that, I'm working on a screenplay and I'm learning all the ins and outs of pitching. I actually finished, I have to revise it, but I finished my first pitch deck. So pitch deck is like a PowerPoint type of presentation or a visual presentation that you show to investors. So just like in the documentaries, when I'm talking to these people and interviewing them about their investment pitches and their pilots that they would pitch to companies, I'm now doing what they were trying to do. So it's like all these things stacked on top of each other, and I'm trying to balance it all while trying to like live and exist in the world. And I won't lie, last month with everything, it's been very stressful to find a perfect balance, because last month was so busy that I'm not even kidding. Every morning I woke up, I was being sent an audition. Every morning I woke up last month was a new audition, whether it was the voice commercial, the commercial voiceover, character voiceover, or if it was just like acting audition. And I had two, or I would say three actually. Three of the biggest acting opportunities came last month, and it was, I was an emotional wreck, because like like I'm just starting in this business. I'm like not some like actor like with a bunch of experience. So it just really put things into perspective. Like, wow, this is like a lot of pressure. I'm terrified. So it's been a lot. In my Mario Brothers hat. It's been a lot. So I'm just trying to figure out a good balance, and I really hope that this month is kind to me, and that I can successfully get this documentary out that I've been working so hard on, and that things go well in the acting world, because I'm waiting back to hear about some stuff that I really want to nail. And then just hoping that something can come from this script that I'm working on and trying to produce. So there's 3 different things that have been occupying my sanity. So look it up and you'll see what I mean. I still like the anime. I watched back also. So congrats. Hopefully again soon. Thank you, F-Zero fan. Any news on Starstorm? Perhaps, but you'll see. You'll see before June is over. What are some things that you've acted in so far? Actually, I should post them. If I have them, I have two of them up. Well, no, I have three of them up. So one of them was a chocolate. So they're already out, so I can talk about them. One of them was a Chocolate Turtles commercial. The other one was a Rogers commercial. So if you're not from Canada, Rogers is basically like Bell. So they handle internet, phone, what have you. And then I was in a wine commercial. I could post those. I did voiceover for a character in Macross, but that is not out yet. So it was like a English patch for Do You Remember Love for the PS1, and that will be coming out. I don't know when. I can't tell you when. Oh no, don't worry about it, honey. There's two other things, but I haven't heard anything, so I'm not gonna say anything about it because I don't think they've made anything public. But one is for something animated. I will say that one is animated, yes, and then the other is not. And that's it. And then I've just been auditioning for other things outside of that. Was so close to getting the gaming thing. I wanted it so bad, but you know, you can't win them all, right? Found your videos through Tales of the Lost episode. I absolutely loved it, and I've been enjoying other Tales of the Lost videos too. Thank you so much. Excited to see your endeavors expanding. I'm wishing you well. Thank you. Speaking of which, Ray, I still never seen the full version of that La Marca Prosecco commercial. If I can find it, because, okay, this is what I wasn't expecting. I didn't realize that, like, and I don't know if it's like a non-union thing, but I am a non-union actress. I'm not like part of ACTRA or anything like that. They don't send you the stuff when it's done. You have to search for it. So the only way I found the Rogers commercial and all the other stuff was because afterwards, like after a couple of months, I was like, okay, let me go and dig in and find it. But I got paid for 2-year usage of it. So I know it is existing because they wouldn't pay you if it doesn't exist. So it exists somewhere, the full commercial. And if I can find it and when, it might actually show up this December since it's a 2-year cycle. Then I will send it. If you remember part 1 of Saban about a reported Disney-produced movie with... Wait, was it Gina Davis? I thought it was Melissa Joan Hart. I could have sworn it was Melissa Joan... Gina Davis was playing Queen Beryl, and she commented on that, and then Melissa Joan Hart was supposed to be Sailor Moon, but that never materialized into anything. It was just more of them talking about it. Edit your videos. What could you advise for making a website? For websites, I use Wix. I used to use Weebly, and I just found that Wix, for me, it works better for what I want to do. Now, in terms of like video editing, I use Premiere Pro. I've been using it for a very long time. Before that was like, I think, Aver Media? I can't remember. Corel Video Studio, but yeah, now I use Premiere Pro and a mixture of DaVinci Resolve. I've been a companion to the Inspector Gadget movie. They killed the Sailor Moon live action one. Nicholas Light TV is one of the reasons I'm getting deep. No, I don't. Is that a YouTuber? Your charms could help make Slamfest a video found and help us learn about the other pioneer things. I did look into Pioneer stuff. I mean, not Pioneer stuff. I was looking into Slamfest stuff for a while. I had a Slamfest lead that I have not had the chance to contact, but I kind of put that on hold. I put that on hold after the Guardians of the Cosmos stuff happened, and that's been almost 2 years, so yeah, that's definitely something I want to dive back into once I wrap up this next video, and hopefully maybe after the Hannah Montana stuff, because I'm really fascinated by the Hannah Montana lore, honestly. Melissa Joan Hart was in everything. I mean, I loved Sabrina, so. It's Channel 5. Nope. Oh, no problem. I'd be happy to fill you in on the history of Slamfest if you'd like. I've been in the OTH channel since the near beginning. Oh, that'd be awesome. Guys, this is Tomy Shadow. I don't know why I'm pointing like this, but like, he was the one who I was talking about earlier in stream who helped me to debug the Mean Girls game. So, Everybody thank him, because without him there would be none of that footage available. Have you watched Cardcaptor Sakura? Yes, I used to love Cardcaptors and Cardcaptor Sakura if you're talking about like the dub or the redub. Nintendo really should have done a Slam Fest to celebrate the end of Smash Bros. Ultimate. Are they not? But Marcus, I thought they were hinting at another Smash Brothers. Because I know that they said that Ultimate was the last one, but I could have sworn I saw on Twitter that they were going to do another one. I could have sworn I saw that, unless I'm wrong. Thank you. Your videos promote innocence and wholeness. You know what? I know this is like kind of weird, but like that's kind of my intention with like the Lost Media stuff. I try to make it like, have you guys ever seen The Secret World of Alex Mack, or like Enola Holmes even, or like Sherlock Holmes? When I'm making these videos, I actually have an intention to like make it kind of whimsical. So I'm really glad that that's what you get from it, because that's what I'm trying to give off. So that makes me happy. Any desired theme park Lost Media you want found? No, but I do watch a lot of Defunct Land. Yeah, there was Hannah Montana anime, which I like to call Hannah Montaname. The dub of Cardcaptors we had in the UK was different from the one in the US. I'm pretty sure we'll see a new Smash Brothers in the future, possibly rebooted. Pink-haired space musical girl, defeating aliens, not liking these dance vibes. The Puddle Girl, yeah, the Puddle Girl. That's Space Channel 5. Have you ever heard of Magic Quest? It's a walk-around RPG game. You may have heard of it in association with Great Wolf. I have, actually. Yeah. Sakurai said on his game design channel something along the lines of, I suspect there will probably be another game in the future. It wasn't by any means an official announcement, though. Oh, okay. I see. It's my favorite teen adventure show. Hi, Laura! I'm happy. It is really cool you were conscious about it. Yeah, like that, when I work on these things, I have like a mood board of what I want, and I always try to embody like that very, I don't know, like Nancy Drew meets like Babysitter Club meets the Hardy Boys kind of investigative teen drama, even though I'm not a teenager, but it's the nostalgia element that I'm pulling from that I want people to like, I want them to watch it and like be like, oh, this is so exciting, what's gonna happen in today's episode, you know? I like to build the suspense. Yeah, Hannah Montana May. That's okay, Zach. Actually, how long have I been live? We've been live for... That is so weird, because I don't remember how... I don't remember how many people were on last time I was live, but it was like a 4-hour stream, and I was like riffing off, like, answering questions at lightning speed, and it turned out to go for like almost 5 hours last time I was here. But like, yeah, it's only been 1 hour and 26 minutes, and I gotta say, like, it feels like we've been here for a long time, but we haven't. But I might have to go soon, because I need to finish up the edits for this next video. So yeah, I gotta work through this thing, and I also gotta wash my hair. Ever contacted Rocky Solotov and the other people you've contacted for your videos to show them the final bit? Yes, I have, actually. I always do follow-ups. I showed Frank everything that's come out. I've shown Frank first, so I'll have the video unlisted, and then I'll send it to him and be like, here it is, thank you, what do you think? And he's been very receptive. He loves diving back into it and seeing all the things, and it's cool because he'll be like, oh, I hadn't remembered that until now, and then he'll tell me like a really cool story behind whatever it is I'm showing him. And I actually spoke to him last week, so in preparation for this video. So the next Tales of the Lost is another anime topic. Yes, it is. The Last Gamurai, hi! The next one is definitely anime, and then after that I'm going back to video games. I gotta be honest with you. I'm going back to video games. Choice of music to introduce Finding Saban. Thank you so much. Epidemic Sound, for anybody who is into video creation. Epidemic Sound has some of the most cinematic and non-corny background music that you can find. I'm so happy that I found that website. I love the music library in there. Some of that stuff, I'm like surprised. I'm like, you guys are on the Epic Sound library and not like an actual like how is this how you're making your bread and butter? Because the music is amazing. Some of those tracks, especially what is it called? It starts with a K and it's like a Japanese word. But I use a lot of their music. When I figure it out, I'll like post it. But I can't remember off the top of my head. Video games. Where the drinks at? No, this is a sober stream here. Kingdom Hearts cartoon with storyboards didn't go forward. Yeah, I know that guy from Twitter. God, I can't remember. I'm blanking on his name right now, but I've seen him post about Kingdom Hearts on Twitter, and he'll show like other behind the scenes stuff, and I think he posted it, and he had to take it down. He was also the same guy that produced Mummies Alive, which is like another one of my favorite cartoons of the past. I really love Mummies Alive, so I think it's cool he got to work on both. I've been watching Tales of the Lost anyways because they're interesting, but video games are my true lost. Well, you're in for a treat because this next one, not this one, not the one coming out in June, but the one afterwards, game related. So, Seth Kearsley, yeah. The Ash finale of Pokemon. I didn't, but I saw Veronica Taylor, who is, I'm not trying to be a hater, but she is always going to be my number one Ash. I saw her version of like Ash's Goodbye, and it almost made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. And by the way, I think they did a great job of like parodying the original voice actors for Pokemon. But for me, like I think as a kid, just growing up in that time, Veronica Taylor, her Ash, and then also she voiced so many other characters like the mother. I think for me, that's always gonna be like cemented with me. Yeah, this next one is game related. I do like Lost Wave. Mummies Alive, forgot about that. Announcement. Wait. Rumors of a Kingdom Hearts movie. Yeah, I never heard about that. I feel like a Hannah Montana anime would work for Disney if they'd wish to revive the brand without Miley. Yeah, Disney can be kind of iffy with that kind of stuff. And from what I remember Miley Cyrus saying, I don't think that she had a very good... I think she had, like, not the best falling out with Disney, so I don't know if any of that would materialize. But wouldn't it be so cool if I had the funds to do like an actual professional docu-style video and I was able to get in touch with Miley Cyrus and ask her if she remembers anything from the anime or the game? Because I'm sure like while they make this stuff, it's in her likeness and it's about her character. So I'm sure that she'll see it in some capacity. They have to run these things by her. If not, then that's kind of weird. But I'm sure that they probably showed her something, or maybe she's got like a keepsake or something in like her big mansion or something. But I think that would be awesome. I mean, I don't even know if Miley likes anime. But you know what? Actually, no. I'm not going to say it here. I'm going to save it for the video. So never mind. I didn't say anything. There was an announcement about something Kingdom Hearts that Disney will work on, whether it's going to be a series or a movie, Disney Plus. I am more inclined to believe that it would be a Disney Plus series because the trailer for the new Kingdom Hearts that they're planning looks like it could totally work as like a series. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to revamp it as like a 3D series. Yeah, iCarly, it totally fits. Yeah, but that's weird. Wizards of Waverly Place is coming back, but without Selena Gomez. Isn't she just showing up for like one episode and then she's gone? I don't think it's really the same without like Alex Russo, is it? I had all the action figures released in the US. The last one released in the UK only. Oh, cool. Revivals of these sitcoms. You know what I would have liked? I know that not a lot of people in this chat are really going to be... They're not going to... I would have liked to see a revival of Family Matters with Steve Urkel, like Jaleel White. I would have loved to see a remake of that. And now I know that people are going to know this one. I would have liked to see a revival of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That wasn't that like Bel-Air drama that we got. Like I know that they did do one, but like I wanted to see Will Smith and like I wanted to see everybody else. But then also, now that I say that, Uncle Phil did pass away, so I don't think it's really possible to revamp it without Uncle Phil. So, never mind. Never mind. It would have been nice for them to do it before he passed away, I think. Not enough people pay attention to Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't pay attention to Billy Ray Cyrus. Favorite Sailor Moon episode? Mine is the ED episode from the Deke dub. Favorite Sailor Moon episode? What's one that I really liked? So, not a favorite episode, but my favorite scene was from the first season, or the first series. I don't remember if it was like Sailor Moon R, but it was that episode where Serena's not feeling well, or I guess Usagi is not feeling well, and then Mina, or Minako, she comes over and they have like a little girls' night, and she starts combing her hair and like doing her makeup. I really liked that little sequence. I thought it was cute. Yes, I did hear about the voice actress for Misty, and that makes me so sad, you know? I don't know you, but I hope this helps. I know it's not much, but I love your hat. Thank you so much, Hugh Honker. I really appreciate it. Any amount it counts. You know, just watching the stream and just being here is enough for me, and I really appreciate the support, so thank you so much. Let me go back to the live chat. I don't know. I used to think that getting old stinks in a certain way for me. For me, it's getting old stinks because, like, I have so many memories attached to the time in my life where there was no responsibility, as in, like, you didn't have taxes, you didn't have to pay for rent, you could just play video games for an entire summer and just watch Disney movies every night, which is something I've done before. So that is the time that I miss. But the things that I get to do now with my adult money and my adult life basically make up for the things that I thought were possible as a child. So I do appreciate, you know, getting older in that sense. Clarifying for being tired. There is a drawback of being tired, I will give you that. Yeah, I miss James Avery too. Hogan's Heroes Revival, Scooby-Doo, and Guess Who episode. One of them, it's not Watch Up, the Will and Carlton dynamic. Remember that scene with Mina and Serena? Didn't recall it was in the show though. Oh yeah, because I just remember, like, I was really into that whole aesthetic of like girl best friends and like sleepover and like pillow fights, and for me I was like, oh, the Sailor Scouts are doing that, you know? Because don't you remember that Sailor Moon commercial for the what was it? Not the Irwin dolls. Was it the Irwin dolls? I think it was the commercial for the Irwin dolls, and it starts off as a sleepover. In my brain, I always associate that commercial with that episode, because I know, like, in Sailor Moon, it's very, like, A to B with, like, some filler, but I feel like we never got the right amount of filler in the original series that, like, showed us that they were just 14-year-old girls, like the people watching at the time, right? So that's why that stuck out for me. Remember that scene of her, that scene's adorable. Oops. I loved that 90s Sailor Moon scene too. 3038. Yeah! Grave of the Fireflies. No. Goes around Tuxedo Mask getting brainwashed by the Dark Kingdom. Yes, I do remember that now. The haircut episode. That crazy salon barber monster. Do you remember CBC Kids? Canada, the CBC Kids Canada, the puppets. I do remember CBC, yeah. Are you in Canada? I'm in Canada, yes. Favorite Sailor Moon-like series? Does it have to be, can it be anime, or just like Sailor Moon-like series that can be from anywhere? Oh, I think an ad's about to play in like 4 seconds for some people. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta eat. You know what I mean? Favorite Sailor Moon-like series. See, there's been a lot of magical girl shows, but I think I really, and I mean, I think that's why the videos did so well, because for me, Sailor Moon was something that I really, really latched onto as a kid. And there were, like, girly adjacent shows, like, Totally Spies, sometimes Card Captors, like, the English dub kind of steered away from that. There was Witch, but I didn't really watch Witch. I just really liked Sailor Moon, I think. Yes, I'm a full-time editor, I would say. Yeah. I say full-time because I run on my own hours for it. So basically at the start of the week, then they tell me what they want edited and I have until the Friday to get it done. So it is full-time, but like because it's editing, then I can sort of move my schedule around, which makes it great because then when I have an audition, then I can be like, okay, I'll do this now or I'll save it later and I'll go run to my audition and then I'll come back home and continue editing. So right now I'm doing video editing. Sailor Moon's first beach episode with the cowardly monsters. Totally Spies is my jam. I like Utena personally for Sailor Moon like things. Totally Spies is good. So I know this is not like Sailor Moon adjacent, but it does involve like girls, you know, and like friendship. There's a show I really, really love from the 90s called Ready or Not. It aired in Canada for many years, and then it aired in the US for a little bit, and then I think they were sold to the US company that distributed it, and then it only had like one season afterwards. But let me try and find it actually. Powerpuff Girls was good, yeah. I did have a Powerpuff Girls fixation where I had like all of the stuffed animals or the stuffed toys. Okay, where is it? Wait, what is this? Ready or Not intro. Oh, it's like a retro junk intro. I think my PC is going slow because I'm streaming. Tokyo Mew Mew, we did have that. And I remember that was the first plushie I ever made because I got into like plushie making and I made a Tokyo Mew Mew plushie. So I don't know if this link is going to work, but it's the intro for Ready or Not. And yeah, I used to watch the show religiously, and actually I got my little sisters onto this show recently because I watched it from seasons 1 to 5 all over again except with my sisters. Spies and espionage era. Do you mean like with like the Martin mystery shows and like everybody was like a spy and stuff? Lolly Rock? No. No. Mojo Jojo. I remember seeing the Powerpuff movies, the Powerpuff Girls movie in the theaters. I remember that. Vaguely remember it. It was on the Disney Channel. Yeah, it played on the Disney Channel for a little bit. It was Charlie's Angels, Catch That Kid, Cody Banks, Spy Kids. I loved Spy Kids. I realized as an adult that I share a lot in common with Floop. Because he's just like an adult child, right? And even like the first song he sings, you know, just go back and watch and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Marcel talks about retro. Yeah, but I don't actually watch his stuff. I don't watch a lot of people on YouTube. There's only a few people that I watch. Team Galaxy. Powerpuff movie so underrated. Charlie's Angels was the first Martin mystery / Totally Spies. Yeah, there was a channel. Oh, what was it called? Starts with an E. Oh, Encore. So Encore was hosting a bunch of episodes of Big Wolf on Campus, Sabrina, and they also were showing Ready or Not and a few other things. But Encore, if you go on their website, then they're like, Encore no longer exists anymore. We've ceased production. So all of their streaming content disappeared too. So there used to be a channel that had all the Ready or Not episodes, but somebody re-uploaded it recently and they have it on a playlist, so you can still find it on YouTube. Yeah, they had Degrassi too, from what I remember. But Degrassi also has their own stuff on the channel as well. Spy Gear. Was it? Oh, my sister, she got a remote controlled car, but it was like a spy car, and it had a camera mounted to the top. No, the era of spy gadgets, it's underrated. Like, what's that one company that makes all of the RC gadgets? They were probably making bank around that time. Crime Mystery isn't really Charlie's Angels. I used to love The Vision of Escaflowne, and I did like the dub. Anything with Kirby Moreau, and I mean anything, okay? Rest in peace. So many people that I love have passed away. I hate it. Great voice actor, but like, yeah, it sucks that he's gone and that he has left this earth. But his contributions to like anime is immense. Like he was also Moroku from Inuyasha. He was that guy in Yvonne of the Yukon. He played so many characters. He was Ken in all of the Mainframe, Barbie, and Ken movies. He was also in he was Cyclops in X-Men Evolution. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Yashahime. I have not had time to watch Yashahime. I would like to know though, if you like Inuyasha, is Yashahime any good? Is it too pandery? Like, you know? Yeah, they had a channel called Encore Plus. Yeah. Yeah, they also had Zabumafu. That's true. Thank you for Saint Seiya stuff and any new about Starstorm. I can't say, but there is a new Starstorm related video coming out, but I can't give any details out. So it would be a part 3 to the 2-part documentary. I have nothing on Ryan Gosling. Sorry, but he's the GOAT. I don't know about that. He did do a really good job of portraying a side of Ken that I don't think any of us have ever seen before. And Ryan Gosling is also Canadian. And Ryan Gosling was also on an episode of Ready or Not when he was like 12 years old. So it's another reason to watch that show. Be Claudia Grant and Robot. That's funny that you say that. Okay, so I am going to be doing the voice of Claudia Grant / Claudia LaSalle in an English localized version. So it's like an English patch. I was casted to do her voice in the English patch. I can't talk. Of Macross. So I don't know if you know that because you just brought that up. So the ending songs, yeah. With Ron Mahath? No, but I would steal it online, so. How do you tell the difference between them? Well, they're all kind of in the same blanket, you know? Your lost media search related topic found. There's been. Good luck on your search. I know it can sometimes feel like you hit a wall, but just know that when you do, then take a break. Look at all the other angles and, you know, don't give up. Ryan Gosling can sing. Ready for the Starsim video, Macross. I recalled. Out of it. So I'm sorry if this sounds weird, but how would you like to be a drag? Oh, Ray. Because like I go from Ray now. You can still say Raven. Actually, you can say all of them. You can say Bob, whatever you want to say. Because I've used all of them at some point. My actual name is Raven. So I just chose Raymona because when I switched the channel and I geared it over towards more serious content and like more documentaries, then I also paired it like with my IMDb. So when I switched over to acting and voiceover, I couldn't use Raven Simone because there's already a Raven Simone that exists. So I had to change it. So I went like Mona, Simone, Simona. Oh, Ramona, okay. So it's just like a shorthand version of my actual name. I commented on that video like a long time ago. I don't know if it's still there, but I have seen the Masked Monocle's Toon Maker adaptation. That's a Raven too. I have been watching all of the X-Men 97 episodes, but I missed, is it not every Friday? I missed today's, if they're still doing episodes, and last week, because the last episode I saw, it was after what had happened to Gambit, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't want to ruin it for anything. But I have been watching, yes. I do like about the new X-Men. You know what I do like about it? You can just pick it up and watch it passively, but if you've been watching the X-Men animated series before that, you know exactly what's going on because they make sure to branch off. Like they'll add characters that you'll think are new characters, but no, like we saw them like in the last season in like the 90s. So I like that they made it so accessible for original fans of the series. Oh, a Clock Tower remake. Oh yeah, he was young Hercules. Where am I? Where am I? Chance to being released on Wednesday. Spider-Man should get a revival treatment. Super well, but you know, I probably should go though, because we are like a minute and no, an hour and 49 in, and it's been really fun. But like, it's Friday today. My hair is actually well, it's not dirty. I blow dried it and then I braided it up. But we had like a heat wave this last week, so my hair shrunk again. It all shrunk. That like, look at this. It shrunk down, and I just wanted to like clarify, do like a clarifying treatment on my hair so that I can get my curls back. Um, and then relax a little and then finish working on the edits that I had for today. So, because I mean, it's like 8 o'clock over here, so yeah. I will be back soon. I know last time I said that, I mean, that was like a month ago, but heat waves are the worst. We're getting one in Oregon. I'm praying for you because, like, I'm so happy that I managed to build the setup that I have right now because now it's minimal humidity and I don't feel like I'm gonna like peel my skin off. But like, it was really nice to see you guys. And yes, it was beautiful connect with all of you guys. It's nice to be back on here. I'm so glad that like I could entertain you for an hour and some change. You know, it snowed here. It's snow. Wait, where are you? How is it snowing in June? Oh my goodness, that's insane. Uh, oh, and thank you, Molina. Thank you. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. My brain is starting to shut off now, but I will be back. Please expect me to be back like when not Saturday and Sunday, but the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. You're gonna see me again. So put that on your calendar and make sure you're back here. I don't know what time though. It might be earlier than this. So thank you guys for hanging out here, and I will see you on Monday.